and welcome to the eFresh.com Meat, Poultry and Egg News. Today is the 25th of November. My name is Kim and these are this week's headlines. WTO probes EU poultry barriers. Russia to lose leadership in U.S. poultry. New E. coli testing legislation. Libya and FAO sign agreement. Irish beef plants world's best. The World Trade Organization opened investigations into a European Union ban on American poultry and U.S. labeling rules for cattle and hog imports from Canada and Mexico. In a dispute meeting dominated by agriculture, the WTO set up panels to review the poultry and country of origin labeling complaints and deliver rulings within 9 months. Washington and Brussels have argued for more than a decade over EU restrictions on imports of poultry treated with 4 antibacterial chemicals: chlorine dioxide, acidified sodium chloride, trisodium phosphate, and peroxy acids. Each has been approved for poultry processing by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the U.S. Agriculture Department, but the 27-nation bloc has banned poultry carcasses processed with such treatments since 1997. Russia may surrender the leadership in importing poultry meat from the U.S. to China next year. According to Albert Davleyev, head of the Russian office of the U.S. Poultry and Egg Export Council, this is the last year for Russia being the leader in importing poultry meat from the U.S. The variety of poultry meat products imported by Russia has significantly narrowed since the times before the domestic poultry farming industry started growing. Even an insignificant increase in the per capita consumption of poultry meat in China would significantly increase the general amount of poultry imports, considering China's population. China's poultry imports may grow if the economic situation remains stable and if the poultry prices remain low. Citing public concern that meat companies and federal regulators are not doing enough to make ground beef safe, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, Democrat of New York, has introduced legislation that would require companies to test for a deadly E. coli strain. The bill, the E. coli Eradication Act of 2009, is focused on the slaughterhouse trimmings and other meat components commonly used to make ground beef. It would require testing at the slaughterhouses and then at grinding facilities before the trimmings are mixed. A few companies, including the retail giant Costco, already test incoming trimmings at their grinding facilities, but most of the industry relies on slaughterhouses to do their own trim. Libya and FAO will work closely together over the next 5 years to strengthen food security and sustainable development in the country. A cooperation agreement amounting to $71 million and provided by Libya was signed in Rome this week. FAO will provide technical assistance and support for 18 projects covering various areas such as prevention and control of transboundary animal diseases, veterinary services and animal vaccine assessment, genetic improvement of local animals and poultry breeds, poultry production, and sustainable water resource management. A program management unit will be established to ensure the proper implementation, monitoring, coordination, and evaluation of the program starting in 2010 and closing in 2014. Irish beef processing plants have been found to rank among the best in the world when it comes to reducing the impact of processing on the environment, according to an Enterprise Ireland commissioned report. Sustainable Practices in Irish Beef Processing studied 16 beef plants over 5 years and found them to be fully compliant with EU and Irish environmental laws. In that period, there had been a 57% reduction of nitrogen emission to water and a 40% reduction in biological oxygen demand by cutting the amount of contaminants such as blood and manure to water. Using key performance indicators, the report found Irish plants were now more efficient and sophisticated, carrying out a full range of processing activities to generate new products, some which would have previously have been binned as waste. Thank you for watching the eFresh.com Meat, Poultry and Egg News. See you next time.